Working with my dad on the play was incredible because that was just an experience of a lifetime. Being on Broadway, playing father and daughter. I found out I was pregnant while doing that play, and told him in between shows.
Welcome to Inside the Moms Club. I'm your host, Monica Samuels, and I'm here with my very dear friend, Julie Orchid.
Okay.
We're very excited today because our guest is an actress, producer, and mom.
Yes.
She is the daughter of Danny DeVito and Rhea Perlman. In her career thus far, she's worked extensively in film, television, and on stage, and she runs the production company with her dad and her brother, Jersey Film Second Avenue.
Yes.
They recently premiered a world premiere here in Austin.
I know. I'm so excited
at South
about
by
that.
Southwest, a film called Drag, which sounds exciting. Please welcome to the Moms Club, Lucy DeVito. Welcome, Lucy.
Hi, Lucy.
Hi.
How
are you?
We're great.
We're
Thank
great.
you so much for joining us. This is so much fun and so exciting, and we're looking forward to learning a lot about you and your career and your family. And so let's just jump right into it. So Julie alluded to it. You have two famous parents. I mean, some people have one famous parent. Both of your parents are famous. So tell us what that was like growing up in Los Angeles with two famous parents.
Well, I think it was unusual, but we are a very close-knit family, luckily. And I think that I don't know, my parents were famous but always very down to earth. And I felt like I had a very normal upbringing, I would say, but people knew who we were. So I was never very anonymous, going into schools, going into camps, which sometimes was hard, getting that attention. But then also fun, getting the attention. Just some days you want it, some days you don't. And, but my parents were amazing, and I grew up on sets, the Cheers lot, the Cheers set, and my mom had there was a daycare there, and we would always go visit my parents on the lots.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Get all the good snacks, good food,
Oh my God, that was the best part, was getting the donut.
I bet.
Well, I didn't care about seeing any of the celebrities or anything. I just wanted the craft services.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that sounds wonderful.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah.
So you said you going into school and camp and doing all of that. Were you around other families, kids of celebrities? I mean, was that customary for you where you were in school, or was that unusual? You stood out because of who your parents were?
Yeah, I think that it is usual, but it wasn't. There was no one else in my class who was like that. So it did. I think I did stand out at times, or people knew who I was without knowing who I was.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, you have a brother and a sister, correct?
Yes. I have a sister who's 2 years younger than me, Gracie, and a brother who's 2 years younger than her, Jake. And we're all very close too, which was awesome. Growing up with very close siblings, all going through the same experience. And we all went to the same school too.
Yeah.
So, and the school I went to was very, very great. It was great. And I didn't feel uncomfortable. I just, going into a new situation, usually people knew who I was before I knew who they were.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So does that mean that you would define working with your dad and your brother and acting with your dad in the recent play easy? Or would you describe it, because I know if I worked with my brother, there would probably be, some good times and bad times, I don't know, in between.
Definitely. But we have a shorthand. We there's no filter.
Yeah, right.
Which creates for sometimes tension, but also pretty like getting straight to the point and productivity. Working with my dad on the play was incredible because that was just an experience of a lifetime. Being on Broadway, playing father and daughter. I found out I was pregnant while doing that play.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
and
special.
told him in between shows one Saturday.
Oh, wow.
And I know. So it made for a rich
very
relationship.
intense show. Yeah, that one.
Yeah. But it was a beautiful play, very heartfelt and funny. So it was very appropriate for our relationship. We really bonded, and I learned a lot from him too. Acting opposite him every day was such a gift, and I don't think many people get that. So I was just very much aware of how special it was while it was happening, and we had a great time.
It was one of my questions. I was like, what was it like? Obviously you answered that about working with your dad, but because I don't know that we can imagine that, because you're the child when you also played the child. But the other thing is like, what is it like to talk about a subject that affects so many people in America from the play? Yeah.
You mean hoarding?
Yes.
Yeah. It's interesting. Yeah, the play was about a man who was a obsessive hoarder and was getting kicked out of his house, and I played his daughter. And it's interesting because it is a real illness, and also there's a spectrum of it. I felt like I had similarities in a lot of ways. I think that we can relate, and I think everyone kind of a lot of people came up to me afterwards and said, "This is my aunt," or "I know my best friend is this." Someone knew someone who just collected stuff, and I think it was pretty relatable to a lot of people, and it really made me think about the things I surround myself with, what I choose to keep, what I choose to get rid of, or what I choose to buy. And I still have to remind myself sometimes that it's okay to get rid of stuff. I like to hang on to things because it sparks memory, and but also getting rid of clutter is so great for my mental health, and seeing cleanliness and all of that. So it's both. It's both,
I've been told it's freeing. I can't say that
It's
experience.
Well, we all, I think to some degree, there's very few of us that don't do that to some degree. So I know at one point my husband told me, "Oh, Monica, you're a hoarder." I'm like, well, let me check. So I started watching that show, Hoarders, to compare myself. It's like, well, I'm not that bad. Well, you got to be pretty bad to make that show. So, but yeah, it does teach you something. Like over the weekend, we got some invitation to this thing that we went to, and it was in this fancy box. And Mark said, "Do you want to keep that?" I'm like, "No, I'm not going to keep that, because why am I keeping that? For my museum someday." So yeah, no, that's I'm glad. They're a good subject for you all to tackle.
Yeah, I thought it was really interesting.
So what made you decide, your family's in acting, but did you ever consider doing anything else in your career, or were you just always, you had the genes and the talent and the motivation and the...
I was always drawn to acting or something in the arts. I started acting in school, in middle school, and my parents were they didn't want me to be like a child actor. So I applied myself in school and went to a liberal arts college and took classes in, archaeology, and I studied Italian, and I just felt that the theater brought me joy, and it's like maybe in my blood a little. I grew up, watching so many movies, going to see whenever we went to New York. I grew up primarily in Los Angeles, but we went to New York and the East Coast a lot because my dad's family was there. So I was there in New York a lot, and every single time we went, we would just see play after play after play. And it was just always part of topic of conversation. And my brother is a producer, and my sister is a visual artist, but she also writes and does performance art. My parents were really supportive of us following our artistic goals. Yeah, I don't know what else I would have been. I mean, yeah, I really don't.
So you never considered orthodontist, or anything like? You're like, oh,
I never really did well in biology.
Yeah, well, I hear you. I once thought I'd be a dermatologist until in biology they told me I had to prick my finger in the side of blood.
Yep, that's the end of that.
That's why I went to law school. Yeah, I could not. Yeah, I could not do that. What's your favorite thing to do? I once asked Paul Sorvino, who actually was an actor, an artist, a sculptor. He's like, he actually said sculpting was his favorite thing of everything he did. What do you enjoy the most? Because you're a producer, you do plays, you do film. What do you think you enjoy the most, or is it all just so interesting and different?
It is interesting and different. I think that I'm more drawn to the performance side of things. That brings me the most joy. Being in rehearsal, being on stage, or being on a set, and being in the thick of it. Collaborating with other people, figuring out what a scene is, trying different things, and relating to people in that way. I think, but producing is very satisfying when you find a great story and you find a great filmmaker or a great writer and can support those people to put their thing on the screen.
Oh yeah.
Or the stage.
I think that's a really good. Tell us about drag. Tell us about the premiere that happened in Austin,
in our hometown.
Yeah, it was amazing. It's a pretty dark comedy, thriller-ish, horror-ish. So we were really excited to see it in a theater with an audience to see what the reaction was. It's a very there's some moments that are pretty cringy. There was great vocal response, I would say, and that was really exciting to see.
Yeah, that's gratifying.
Yeah, it was. And the whole cast came out, and we had dinners, we celebrated. It was great. And it was like I felt very proud of the project. The writer directors are friends of mine, and we just put it together and made it very quickly and got it out there very quickly, and it feels really good to have accomplished something like that. Yeah.
That is great. Be at South by Southwest, to be one of the films screened there. Now, I hope you got to enjoy all of Austin, that you came home with a great pair of cowboy boots, because
I didn't, but my husband did. He got some nice kicks.
Good. That's part of that's part of the deal. Being
he can represent.
Exactly.
That'll be okay.
Yeah. So your dad, that was your production. Go ahead.
No, go on. I was saying I put on cowboy boots. I feel like I'm in a costume or something.
Yeah, well, you got to try them, because actually I'm wearing some right now. They're very comfortable. That's what the amazing thing is. Amazing thing, as we say here. Yeah, no. Well, I'm glad you had fun. I hope you come back sometime. Hopefully another South by Southwest with your next big film that you're going to do.
I would love to.
Yeah. So this was produced by your all's production company. So you work with your dad, your brother, and you. So what's it like to be the woman in a production company? Because do you feel like what's the balance there? Do they listen to you respectfully, or do you lead the
Oh,
charge, or how does
of
that
course
work?
they,
Of
of
course
course
they
they
do.
do. Yeah, we are. We're all pretty equal voices in it. I think it's great to have my perspective, being a woman, but they're sensitive people, and they they're very they're deep thinkers. I think that we all contribute. I I will definitely put in my 2 cents, and or tell them, "You're wrong." Um, if it calls for something like that. It's been interesting since having a kid, uh, working and doing that, because I feel like he's also my project. He's you know, and I want to, I wanna create the space for both things.
Mhm.
And, Jake and my dad have been very supportive of that, which has been so nice.
Yeah,
And
that's
yeah.
great to hear. I love knowing that, and that it can take a little bit of the demand off a little bit for you to be in the motherhood role. But I have a question about that because we've talked a little bit about, the Broadway play and also you doing films. What has gobsmacked you about being a new mom? Like
Oof.
what yeah. Like what's that one thing? Like, Monica, she has two boys, I have two girls, but I can just I can remember back to a couple tender moments that I was like, "Oh, this is so good."
Mm, gosh, there's so many.
I mean, is it
I
a
was
sweaty little head right here or is it
Oh
yeah.
gosh. Last night I was putting him to bed,
Yeah.
and he says, "Cuddle, cuddle." And he used to fit right here.
Yeah.
And now he sits on my lap and his head's up here, and I sniff it, and I just I it bring it's
Yeah,
just
it
so
just it's a
every phase has been so incredible and rich, I would
yeah.
say.
Mhm.
I I am amazed at how I will I will do anything for him.
Mm.
And
That's
I would go to the ends of the earth for him.
yeah.
And that someone described being a mother to me, which I relate to, is that I love him so much. I could scream.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There's like a ferocity in it.
Yeah.
Uh, the amount of love I feel for him.
Oh
That's
And
yeah. That
amazing. I love that
yeah.
you shared that. My children are 23 and 19, and they're both girls. And I was picking one up at the airport the other day, and I do this to both of them. I was like, I can't wait to nuzzle my nose into those curls. And she goes, and I was like, one day you'll understand. She goes, well, it's weird. And I hope that one day I do understand because I have
She
a hard
will.
time understanding it.
Yeah.
But I know what you mean by that. And I just wanted to know what, lit you up.
That's
So,
the heart of the mom. Now, there's also challenges too, as we know all
oh,
through
sure.
going through. So he's 2 now. How old is he now?
He's gonna be 2 in July. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
we're experienced moms here. So if you have any questions here for the Moms Club, we've been known to opine occasionally to help you through. You had to go through the whole sleep deprivation part by
Oh
yourself.
gosh.
Um,
Oh gosh. Yeah. I yeah, the thing that I'm most anxious about coming up is he's gonna start preschool.
Oh, yeah.
So I am already crying.
I know. Yeah. It's like,
And I want him to be happy. So I'm excited for him, and nervous, and all of the things, and don't want to let him go, and also want him to just be independent, learn his
yeah.
independence,
mhm.
learn to be social, and all of that.
So have you ever thought, we talked earlier about having famous parents. Have you ever thought about for him what it's like to be raised with famous grandparents and a famous mom? And then have you thought about, like, do you try to keep him very private, or do you have a plan for that?
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't want to um I don't want to like post about him or anything. When I was
Yeah.
growing up, that was I'm I'm very lucky, I think, that there wasn't social media when I was growing up, because if if we ever got photographed, I really hated it as a kid. I hated being um you know seen with my parents in a it didn't happen all the time, but once in a while it would show up like in a People magazine or something like that. And I just felt like it was a bit intrusive, uh, being the self-conscious kid growing up, that didn't I didn't want eyes on me in that way. So I think that, but at the same time, the landscape has changed where there are way more famous people now, or people in who could be recognized, I think, because of social media,
Right.
because of a different kind of
Right.
um,
Like
thing.
influencers and things. Yeah.
Yeah, being online. I mean, even you guys having a podcast, and it's like there's different methods of putting yourself out there. Whereas I think, my when my parents were on Cheers and Taxi, there were like 3 or 4 channels to watch. So so that meant anyone who had a TV, like a third of those people were watching them. And so they were the height of when they were in the height of their fame. It was a it was pretty big, I would say. Uh, Many people knew who they were, and I think that yeah, I haven't really thought about how he's going to navigate that, but I think having navigated it myself, I can be helpful and respectful of what he wants
Yeah.
when he's able to tell me what he wants. But until he's able to tell me what he wants, I'm going to keep him
Yeah.
private.
So far, it's just a cuddle, but as vocabulary increases, he will share more
Yes.
of that. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
So
Exactly.
now, as a working mom and as a mom, what do you have advice to share with other moms in the situation, working and with small children? What advice would you give them?
I don't know. I need the advice.
Well, ladies out there, if you have advice for Lucy, please DM us and we will share it with her for sure.
Yeah,
We're all
no,
in this together.
yes, that's wonderful. I mean, I do think that part of it is taking advantage of the friendships I have and the people in my life who are experienced and have been through this before and have advice and have compassion for what it's like.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think before I was a mom, I could intellectualize and think about what it would be like, but the experience of it is just it's just different than I could have imagined.
Well, that's why we have the Moms Club, because Julie and I became friends because our children went to school together. And so we made friends with a group of moms and we could support each other. So you're right. We could empathize with each other's situation in ways that other people in our lives couldn't. And so that's what made it so wonderful. So now he's not in, I guess when you get to preschool is when you're going to meet other moms. But do you have a group of moms right now?
She's about to meet a whole bunch of besties.
Oh yeah, all new friends are just waiting for you out there. But do you have a circle now that supports you?
I mean, I have my core group of friends who I knew before I was. I've met a few. I've made a few new friends, I would say, through Carmine, but I would say I still rely heavily on the OGs. Uh, and luckily I have amazing friends who a lot of them have been through this already, have had kids or have kids and are having kids. So I feel really lucky to have
Yeah,
Yeah.
your whole world is about to explode. I have my 23-year-old wants to be an actress, lives in LA. You know, it can be a little bit lonely in this big city where it takes you an hour to get anywhere to meet someone or do something. So it limits you. But I told her, I was like, you haven't even begun to meet the people who are going to probably love you the most in your life. I mean, you'll always have the OGs, but when you start to meet moms with kids and you really start to bond. So I'm
Yeah.
excited for you.
Oh yeah, me
Oh, yeah.
too. Thank you.
Yeah. And who knows, you might be the team mom of the soccer team, the baseball team. You've got a whole bunch of fun experiences
Ooh,
waiting for you right out there. So,
we'll
well,
see. I was never very sporty, but Carmine, he loves to throw a ball.
well,
So
then you'll adapt. Trust me. I wasn't either, but I used my legal skills to become the team mom of the baseball team.
Lord, did she ever.
I sure did. Yeah. I'm now writing a screenplay about it, actually. Well,
Oh, cool.
we have a group of moms out there, our Zoomer moms, and they have questions for you. So welcome, Zoomer moms. Welcome to the Moms Club, ladies. Let me introduce each one of you. Tell us a little bit about yourself. And do you have a question for Lucy? Brittany, welcome to the Moms Club.
Hey, y'all.
Hey.
Hi.
Bringing a little Texas, a little y'all to the
I
life.
love it.
My name is Brittany Washington. I am in marketing and advertising here in Dallas, Texas. Just moved here 3 years ago from California, the LA lifestyle. So I am very, very well aware of something you had brought up earlier about bringing up, being raised by someone in the entertainment industry like myself. I have been. So I know kind of like how it feels sometimes of like trying to separate yourself, and make yourself your own and stand out on your own. And so my main question to you, this is going to be more on the marketing advertising side, because I have been watching a little bit of, I'm getting more into acting too myself, want to get into acting, follow my dad's trails a little bit. And, but I'm all about marketing because I am a millennial. I'm all about social media and I'm all about advertising. You mentioned something earlier about social media and how obviously, then with your father and in that time frame, obviously the media wasn't as big. And someone as in marketing, that made me curious with your show Drag. I'm sorry, it's a show, right? Drag.
It's a movie.
It's a film.
Movie. Thank you for correcting me.
That's okay.
With the movie Drag, how are you and your team approaching promotion and outreach? And what roles do you actually see how social media can play a role with that, with the fact that it is one of the biggest media outlets today? And what's like your ultimate goal for the film as well?
Well, we are hoping to release it in theaters, which I think we're going to be able to. And I could probably use your advice because I'm actually not that savvy in the social media world. I'm not on TikTok. I'm on Instagram, but I barely post. I should do it more. And I think but that's the way that people get their information. And so it's very important that we are active on those platforms, on YouTube.
Is that ever a conversation when you create?
Oh, yeah.
Is that a conversation, and is someone actively, implement? And I'm asking that because I don't know if you've heard, but TikTok is now doing their own media with doing short medias. And with social media, I feel that, it's a great opportunity because that is the number one platform. Like Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok are the number one platforms. And with the algorithm, I just heard a girl yesterday who's a new country singer out here. And she just said that she literally she'll take snippets of her songs and she puts it on rotation 500 times a day. And people ask her, don't you think that's annoying? But she said no, because everywhere the algorithm catches. So I'm just curious on the movie side of someone, like yourself, getting into that area, of what's the goal with drag. What is it? Because we know that it plays such a big part.
Well, we are going to have someone in charge of marketing, and when it gets released, the goal is for it to for people to actually go to the theater and see it.
Yeah.
So, which is hard nowadays because people don't go to the movies as much. But I think the goal would be to entice people and it's a genre movie, so we're probably going to target the people who like that genre, and entice them to come out to the theater and have the experience. So the idea is just for people to see the movie. I want people to see the movie and have a good time watching it. I think that it's an experience watching the movie, and I think that the more people together watching it, the more fun it could be. So I hope that we can get butts and seats.
I'm intrigued.
Excellent.
For sure. A horror and a comedy at the same time is interesting.
Yeah.
Hannah, welcome to the Moms Club. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and do you have a question for Lucy?
And hello, ladies. I'm Hannah. I am in Southern California. I own my own marketing and branding agency, so it's very much a marketing and branding day. And I work in entertainment and sports. And, not only, I think one of the most amazing things that you have, Lucy, is the gift of legacy that you're building for your whole family. How do you balance that? Because in hearing it, you've got such an amazing career that you're moving forward with the film and the production side. But you also have, I just can hear the love in your voice on the legacy that your parents have brought. And it's not even about celebrity or stardom. It's just all of the pull-up moments from finding the donuts on the set, as a kid, not caring about who the people are that are around you. It's just having that childlike moment. How are you creating, and do you have that sort of, are you walking towards a legacy in a purpose-filled way from both the business side and just those experiential, those fun child moments that you had that you're now passing down to your child?
Yeah, to be honest, I've never really thought about it legacy wise. But I now that you say it, I do think it's cool. That we're keeping it in the family business. I feel lucky that I can do that, and I feel that the reason I'm doing it is because I love those little moments, the experiences that I've had, and my parents were just amazing role models and taught me so much about the craft, about acting, but also about being a parent and caring for your family as well as caring for your career. So I hope that I can accomplish that as well.
Yeah, very cool.
And I know that when, like, every parent has a moment where they just don't expect something, right? And that they learn from it. What's been the funniest, because you come from a very funny family, what's been the funniest thing that you've learned as being a mother?
The funniest thing is I don't know. I think that he surprises me in the way that he repeats what I say now. I will be what was the word I used? I was talking to my husband and I said something symbolizes, and I just heard him go symbolizes. And I was like, that's coming out of your mouth? What is amazing is that what is funny to me is to hear a little tiny human pick up on what I would call more adult language, and it's adorable, and really very funny.
I wish I was saying
very
symbolizes instead of
precocious. I know
the adult language.
He's very smart if he's not yet too. Janine, welcome to the Moms Club. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and do you have a question for Lucy?
Hi, I am Janine, and I live in Austin, Texas. So there's several of us here. I'm the mother of two beautiful daughters. I am a former elementary teacher, now in my third post-teaching career, and have really enjoyed being on today. So thank you for that. I do have a question going back to your experience working on stage. Is it my understanding that you may have at some point, or maybe you do now, stay connected with the Ensemble Studios Theater? Are you familiar with what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
So
of course.
I was learning a bit about that group, and there's so many people that have notoriety, and you're in the column there. So is your dad. And I was wondering, since this is a nonprofit based membership into the theater, if you could share a little about what that is and what impact it's had on you, and maybe how others within that theater group have impacted you.
Well, yeah, thank you for that question. The Ensemble Studio Theater is a nonprofit theater in New York, and it's been around since, I think, the 60s. I came upon it because, sort of randomly, I was cast in one of their main stage productions. It was my first professional theater job. It's where I got my equity card. It became a home for me. I was 22 and trying to figure out who I was as an actor and who my people were. And Ensemble Studio Theater really supports young voices and emerging talent. So I started to go. I came around a lot, and they did a lot of development of plays, and it taught me what workshopping was. Taught me, the sense of like theater community, and I am still very close with a lot of the people I met there, and a lot of those people have gone on to do amazing things. And I feel like it was a really important place for me, and I'm deeply grateful for all the experiences I've had there. I think that, like, as an actor, it can be lonely or isolating, as you are trying to get out there, and a lot of the time you get rejected, and to have a sense of a place that you feel like you can go to, you can see people, you can watch other work and get advice, because there's everyone else here is going through the same thing. To have that is just so wonderful. And theater to me brings that sort of community, which is why I love it so much. And I'm always, I'm always following them. They're always doing new stuff, and great, amazing playwrights and actors are coming out of there, every year. So it's like a hub of wonderful people, and I would go back there. That's the other thing, is that they support a lot of young voices, but they also are a place for very seasoned actors and writers and people who've been been members since the 60s still come back there. And so there's a wide range of ages of people and experiences that you can connect with, which I think is also really important to feel like you can hear the experiences of an older generation and learn from them.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you to all you Zuber moms for joining us today. They've all asked wonderful questions, as always.
Learned a lot.
If you want to be a Zuber, yes, it's been great. Thank you. And if you want to be a Zuber mom, go to our website, insidethemomsclub.com. You just hit the button where it says Zoomer Moms, and you too could be like these lovely ladies today who joined us. Thank you, Lucy, so much for being on the show. It's been really wonderful. Tell us, where can our audience find you on TV? What's your next project? What can we look for?
Well, look for Drag. I think it's gonna come out probably in the fall.
Okay.
So look for that. And I'm on Instagram. You can follow me. I don't post a lot, but I appreciate the follow. And I'm currently just trying to drum up more stuff. So hopefully you'll be seeing more of me. And as a producer and an actor.
Wonderful. Well, you will. We'll definitely check out what Lucy's up to, and check us out on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and we're on YouTube. If you're watching us on YouTube right now, join the over 600,000 subscribers worldwide and become a subscriber. Just hit that subscribe button. We would love to add you to our list of mom friends out there. And we also want to thank our sponsors, Woodlock Resort and Spa. We absolutely love that. I could use a nice massage right now. So definitely want to check that out in the Poconos. So, well, Julie, these times, it goes by so fast. And we have such
and you learn a lot.
Yes. Yeah, they're all wonderful. And it's like moms at all stages of their momhood. And it's just always very cool. Well, let's remind our audience what our motto is, because it's extremely important. I feel that more this week than ever. Trust me, ladies, I'm living it right now. It is. If you don't laugh sometimes,
you are going to cry.
Don't cry, ladies. Laugh, have a great time, and we'll see you next time inside the Moms Club.